What up, everyone? It's your boy Floz and we are back again with more Reddit stories. This time we're reading Am I the Hasshole? Am I the Asshole? Christmas stories. So this should be very, very, very interesting. And this first one is Am I the asshole for not attending my family Christmas gathering because I can't afford the $250 white elephant gift? Huh. And it looks like the general consensus on this so far is not the asshole, but I'll be the judge of that once I start reading. My 29 female family has a tradition where we do a big Christmas get-together every year, and the highlight is the white elephant gift exchange. It's always been a fun time, but this year my family decided to raise the price limit to $250 per gift. Wait, but price limit? Doesn't that mean that it can't go over $250? So you can spend like $1, can't you? I'm honestly a little shocked. I get that inflation is hit, but that's a lot of money for one gift, especially for something that's supposed to be fun and quirky, not something super expensive or meaningful. I have a pretty tight budget this year with unexpected medical bills, yep, and just general life expenses, double yep. After paying for all my bills and essentials, there's barely enough left to get by. The idea of spending $250 on a gift is totally unrealistic for me. Expected to show up for the family dinner and festives. Now reading this a little bit more, it looks like they're expecting the minimum limit to be $250. Which is fucking ridiculous. I started feeling like I was being pushed out of the tradition because of my financial situation. I told her that honestly, if I can't participate in the gift exchange, then I might not come at all. I didn't want to be the person that has to sit awkwardly and watch everyone else exchange expensive gifts when I couldn't contribute. Plus, I didn't want to feel embarrassed about not meeting their expectations. My mom thinks I'm being petty and that it's just one gift. My dad says I'm overreacting, but it's not about the price. It's about the spirit of Christmas, which to be fair, I do agree with, but still, $250? Some of my siblings are saying that I should just suck it up and join in because it's about being together, while others are telling me they agree with me but are still going to participate since the majority of the family agreed to this. For fuck's sake. Peer pressuring at its finest. There's approximately 18 to 25 people in my family that will be there, and we are still expected to get gifts for our family members as well. I really don't want to make a big scene or cause drama, but at the same time, I feel like this is a massive financial burden that's going to be placed on me, and I just don't know if it's worth it, and I feel out of place. So am I the asshole if I decide to sit this one out? Edit to clarify, $250 is the amount my family agreed to when it came to the cost of the gift. I don't even think a minimum amount or maximum amount was discussed. Wow. So you could spend like upwards of $10,000. For fuck's sake, man. And doing the math right now, 25 by 250, like 25 people by $250 a person, that is $6,250 being spent on motherfucking gifts. Hey, I'm a dealer, I know money. And as I say that, I realize it sounds like drug dealer. I sure am not a drug dealer, I am a card dealer. Drugs is way in the past. But yeah, general consensus, not the asshole. I don't want to spend that kind of money. Actually, let me correct myself. I would be fine spending that kind of money if I wasn't told I had to spend that kind of money, if that makes any kind of sense. Like to a point where it was expected from me, that's where you lose me. Alright, next up we have, am I the asshole for refusing to ban alcohol from Christmas? Yes! We need the liquor to get by! I apologize. I'm now back down to earth. It looks like the general consensus for this is not the asshole. I'll be the judge of that. We have a large mixed family. My wife is Mexican, so her family starts dropping in on Christmas Eve, and we host them and my family Christmas Day for dinner. It could be over 50 people in and out of our house in those 2 days. There's lots of mixing cultures because who doesn't want tequila or tamales? I'm often gifted drinks and my wife likes wine. I mean, it sounds pretty good so far, and yeah, I mean, who doesn't want tequila or tamales? Is that big in Mexican Christmases? I don't know. My older brother Mike started dating this new woman who has children. I'll call her Jenny. Jenny wants to bring her 3 children that I have only met briefly over the summer, but she said her children are not allowed around people who drink. So now Mike wants me to ban alcohol at Christmas from my house. My mother backs him up, saying it's unnecessary to have all those people around children, even though I have 2 of my own, and my children love the loud, bustling house at Christmas and playing with their cousins. These no other children. I think it's meant to say there are no other children on my side of the family, so Jenny's children like my family and need to adjust my holiday to make Jenny and them feel welcome. Okay, hold up. You don't even know these children, and you are supposed to make this exception for them as opposed to your own children? I'm gonna hold off for a minute, there's still more. Another issue I was told to talk about my kids is Santa. Santa wasn't really a thing in my wife's culture, so we did away with it before my wife felt like, well, the whole naughty and nice thing with Santa doesn't go with her Mexican Catholic roots, so Santa is more of a symbol of Christmas for my children and the cousins. Okay. I don't know where that's going yet. I understand that Jenny is really into Santa and Elf on the Shelf. My children are 5 and 8, and Jenny's are 4 and 10, and I don't know how my children or their cousins would react to all of that if it was brought up. I said maybe next year, maybe my mom could host our family's Christmas, or my brother and Jenny could, if they're still together. So they're not even serious like that. But I don't feel like setting rules in my house about tequila and making kids pretend Santa and Elf on the Shelf is real, or talk to their cousins about it. It sounds like a disaster waiting to happen, so I think Jenny and her kids should stay at home. Am I the asshole? I already forgot the name of the title. It was Am I the Asshole for refusing to ban alcohol. For some reason my brain registered it later on as refusing to allow alcohol. I take it back, you are not the asshole. And actually, now that I realize it, I think I did mistake it at the very beginning where I did my whole, we need the liquor to get by. So I absolutely take everything back. You are not the asshole. Set boundaries. Set proper. And Jenny is trying to come in here and make all these changes like she's been in the family for millennia. And you know what? Fuck you, Jenny. If you're watching this by any chance, fuck you, Jenny. Damn, this one was toward the beginning of the month. And am I the asshole for charging my sister's family to stay in my house during Christmas? Oh, this one says advice needed. Interesting. Let's start reading before I make any proper judgments. I, 31F, recently bought my dream home after working hard for over a decade. It has a beautiful 4-bedroom place with a huge backyard and pool. I'm single and live alone, but I love the extra space and use the rooms as an office, a guest room, and a gym. I mean, it's your place, do whatever the fuck you want with the space. My sister, 35F, her husband, and their 3 kids, 7 male, 5 female, and 3 male, asked if they could stay at my place for Christmas. They live out of state and wanted to spend the holidays with our family without paying for a hotel. Initially, I was okay with it until I remembered the absolute chaos they bring wherever they go. Oh boy, a little family of Tasmanian devils. That should be rather fun. They stayed with me for a weekend last year and it was a disaster. The kids destroyed my sofa with markers and spilled juice on my rug, which I had to replace. My sister brushed it off, saying kids are kids, and didn't offer us to pay for the damage. Her husband barely helped with cleaning or watching kids. I felt like a maid in my own house. Oh, yeah, no, fuck that shit. Whenever kids do some shit like that and their immediate response is just, hey, you can't blame them, kids are kids. To me, that's the same mentality of boys will be boys, which needs to go out the fucking window. So, this time, I told her they could stay, but with conditions. I sent her a house guest agreement where they'd agree to 1. Pay a $100 cleaning fee up front, 2. Cover any damages immediately, and 3. Pay $50 per night for utilities since heating and water costs spike in the winter. I don't think this is unreasonable. I love my family, but I also want to protect my home and avoid any unnecessary stress and a headache during the holidays. I don't fucking blame you. If you were gonna let people into a home, better have some sort of precautions, and this I feel like is a pretty good one. But she flipped out. She called me greedy and said I was treating my family like Airbnb guests. She argued that it's the holiday season and I'm ruining the spirit, and I'm ruining the spirit of giving. Our parents are siding with her, saying I'm being ridiculous and cold-hearted. I argue that this is my house and I am not obligated to let them stay for free when I know they'll cause damage and stress, and I'm sure they can afford it since they just spent thousands on a Disney trip. I'm only asking for a fraction of what a hotel would cost. Yeah, fuck these people! Fuck these people! It's your fucking house, you make the fucking rules! Now the family is divided. My sister says I'm the asshole for prioritizing my money over family. I think I'm being fair by setting boundaries, but maybe I've taken it too far. I don't know, please help. Edit. For those of you who want to know, I spent at least $500 to replace my sofa and rug after the kids damaged them the last time, and my sister didn't offer to help with the cost. Edit again. I posted an update. Oh, where's the update? Oh, I found it! It's a rather small one, so I'll just put the whole thing in. Am I the asshole for charging my sister's family to stay in my house during Christmas? Update. So I talked to my sister again about the charges after the initial conversation where I laid out my conditions. I even offered to remove them if they cleaned up their mess, but she said no and insisted I should experience her life and deal with things the way she does. I did say no at first, but she kept insisting. I decided to stand firm though. She said she'd never come back if I charged them, but I told her that if they want to stay, they need to take responsibility for the damage. She kept saying no because she just wanted to have a fun vacation without having to worry about cleaning, like she does at home. So, I guess they won't be coming. It's frustrating because I thought this was a fair compromise. I keep wondering if I should stand firm on my boundaries or let it go to keep the peace. But I know standing firm is probably right, but man, this doesn't feel good. Thanks to everyone for your advice and a few cruel words, lol. Oh my fuck your sister! That one line, what the fuck was it? She kept saying no because she just wanted to have a fun vacation without having to worry about cleaning. She wants you to be the fucking maid! If it were me, I'd take your sister out back with a fucking 12 gauge and make her kids orphans. Okay, maybe that's going a little too far. So the general consensus after all of these stories. 1. You are not an asshole because you didn't want to spend $250 on a gift when they made it the minimum. 2. You are not the asshole for refusing to ban alcohol, even though it took me a good few minutes to gather what the title meant. You don't let some outsider dictate how you run things in your own house. And 3, you are not the asshole for, well, maybe the charging part, but you're not the asshole for setting the boundaries with your sister, who clearly does not fucking respect them. You know, the general consensus of all of these is that families suck. And I think I'm gonna end this on right. And I think I'm gonna end this shit right here before I start rambling on and on and on like I've already been doing. So you know what? I've been Floz MG. This has been Am I the Asshole Christmas Stories. I might start doing this more and more. But until then, I'll see you all in the next video.